Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Leaders MBA. Here I am. I'm Pablo Fernandez, and here we are with two special guests, Rita Vitar, Rudy Shoushany. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Leaders MBA. Hello, how are you doing? I'm Pablo Fernandez, and here we are with two special guests, Rita Vitar, Rudy Shoushany. Hello, everyone. Rudy? Welcome to the Leaders MBA. Hello, how are you doing? I'm Pablo Fernandez, and here we are with two special guests, Rita Vitar, Rudy Shoushany. Hello, everyone. Rudy? Welcome to the Leaders MBA. Hello, how are you doing?
Yes, I can hear you, but there's a feedback somewhere.
With two special guests, let me check. Rita Vitar, Rudy Shoushany. Hello, everyone. Rudy? Welcome to the Leaders MBA. Hello, how are you doing?
Yes, I can hear you, but there's a feedback somewhere.
With two special guests, Rita Vitar, Rudy Shoushany. Okay, hello?
Yeah, it works now.
Okay, perfect. Sorry, because there was like a technical problem. So let me introduce you, Rudy Shoushany. She is founder and hoster of DX Talks with 20 years of experience in the technology field. So let me introduce you, Rudy Shoushany. She is founder and hoster of DX Talks with 20 years.
Rita, can you mute a little? Yeah.
Okay. Rudy, you have more than 20 years of experience in this technological field on cryptocurrencies, on exponential technologies. So there are like many things, a lot of talking about this cryptocurrency world, this NFT and non-fungible tokens, these exponential technologies. So it's something that is really trendy right now, and it's really interesting, and it's really evolving.
Indeed. Everything now is about technology, and in a way, it's luckily that COVID and Corona changed things into this advanced and more technological perspective. But unfortunately, it has its downside, touching people's life and so on. But it was a very big trigger for us to go into the space of, and actually fast forwarding, because the technologies was there, but the adoption was not actually up to the level of the technology. So I think the last 2 years, that technology is now giving more chances. We discovered what we can do with it, and we've seen how the boom of those NFTs, they boomed in the last 3-4 months. And this is a kind of a side effect, because all of the technology was there, the adoption is there, the people were there, and then they were trying to discover what do they do with that technology, and all of a sudden.
Great. And we have Rita as well. Rita, let me just unmute you. Okay. So, Rita, great. You are a senior creative manager on Savius.
Rita, you have to mute, I think, YouTube.
Yeah. Unmute you. Okay. Are you ready now?
I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. So I was saying you have over 20 years experience on the creative field. You're a senior creative manager at Savius, and you have like a different point of view, at least from this creative perspective. So I guess that you have like a great interest on knowing what's going on with these non-fungible tokens. And to see what is going on, this thing, what works next with it, right?
Right. Absolutely. I'm excited to learn more from Rudy and get to know what's this hype is all about.
Okay, so let me just put the screen with an introduction, what we are going to show you today. Can you see the screen right now, the logo of the Leaders Bootcamp?
We can see your Chrome or browser.
Yeah,
Okay.
your dashboard.
So then it will be like easier just to talk about it. And so we will have some topics to discuss today related to exponential technologies, of course, to digital transformation, but especially specific to NFT, to non-fungible tokens. So I think it's worth to start talking about the digital technologies, exponential technologies, and when how do you can just get on board and embrace these disciplines? We already met our guests, Rudy Shoushany and Rita Vitar, and then we will talk about cryptocurrencies, fungible, non-fungible, and well, these unbelievable uses of NFT that we are just having nowadays, that are happening in this art world. We're gonna localize everything on the MENA region, and of course, we will have your questions, which we will answer across the webinar. So let's start with the first question. Let's go and let's start with something, well, like an introduction, right? What is digital transformation and exponential technology, Rudy?
Yeah, thanks for the question. Well, as we understand, digital transformation is actually disrupting the way we do business and disrupting our work at the core. It's about bringing that something new to the table. Usually we have our traditional way of doing things, and now it's actually bringing something new and reinventing, renovating, and disrupting your own business and even yourself. So this is a high-level definition of really what is digital transformation. In short, it's about introducing something new, which is digitally enhancing as a tool to bring a new product for your business. Let's go on the exponential technologies now, or some of them will call it emergent technologies. It's those. Let me give an example what they are. It's artificial intelligence, it's augmented reality, virtual reality, data science. Now in the medicine field, there's a lot of also advancements, nanotech and so on, robotics, automation, autonomous vehicles. All of those are really on the exponential technologies, which are really disturbing significantly what we understand in the business sector. It's something totally new that are, it's not traditional anymore. It's bringing something totally new as the digital transformation. It is disrupting the way we do business as we know it. Look at the autonomous vehicles, how they are really disrupting our world. Look at AI. We don't have anything today that doesn't have AI. It's an amazing, world that we are in today.
Yeah, it's constantly developing like new realities. And we hear about cryptocurrencies, and we know that they are highly related, of course, to blockchains. But what if a blockchain? How do you define a blockchain?
Okay. First, let me try to visualize it, and then try to really nail it in an example. Blockchain is kind of a system of recording. Let's call it a ledger. If you go to the bank today, you want to do business transaction, okay? You record in a database. Today, we're talking about purely a ledger. So it's a system of recording information, and what makes it difficult or impossible to change, hack, or cheat. Once it is recorded on that ledger, it can never be removed. So this is a system of blockchain. A blockchain is essentially a digital ledger of transaction duplicated across different blocks. So let's take one block. It has my ledger of, because it works in a megabytes, but for the ease of the example, let's say it has the data of Monday. Once Monday is closed, okay, the data is kind of hashed and encrypted. This is very critical here. We're talking about encryption and hashing and no way to change it. That data is hashed and encrypted, and now we jump to another block. So you jump from one block to another block using that chain, and so on and so on and so on. That's why we can always trace back the first transactions, or always trace back all of our transactions. And most importantly, in a decentralized where it is not centralized into somebody's in a traditional way of banking, and decentralized something like the Bitcoin network, then it is publicly available on the internet where everybody can query that ledger and can actually write to it. So this is in brief what is a blockchain.
Okay, Rita, first feelings about what the Ruthie is saying about what's your feeling right now, and what's your perspective about the blockchain?
It's the new business today to follow in relation to fintech, for example, because we know that eventually that the disruption, or what Rudy was talking about, is that the transformation is going to be in cryptocurrency, in the digital banking sector, etc.
Great. And did you find like any direct use applied to art at the moment? What you have listened to right now? Is it like something that you?
Well, this is going to be part of our discussion, I believe, tonight, when we're going to discuss NFT and how it's going to be integrated as part of blockchain.
Okay, let me just put a video just to put some images about a different definition to support Rudys one, and to understand more about the blockchain. So we can just go and see in 2 minutes what's going on with it, and what was about the blockchain. So in a moment. Can you see the screen right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we cannot hear sound. I think you have to share the sound.
Okay. Let me just try. Now?
You need to, but we don't see you're not sharing the screen anymore.
Now?
Yeah, it's not too much. The sound is.
Now?
Yeah, it's not. Unfortunately, the sound is not playing.
Okay, we're having problems. No worries. We'll continue. So, Rita, do you have questions for Rudy at this point?
Actually, yes.
Okay.
So if we can get started about, so what is NFT? I mean, what is it and what is it not? What do we know about it?
Okay. Well, that's the $1 million question. What is really NFT? Everybody is trying to ask that question. NFT is, in its word, it's a non-fungible tokens. Fungible, it means transferable. Okay. So in this world, it's a non-fungible. It's not transferable. So it's not, you cannot touch it in terms of, so it's fully digitized in that manner. It's data kept in a digital ledger known as the blockchain, which we explained earlier on. But the difference is it works on the certification part, not on the something like the Bitcoin as a financial means or currency and so on. It certifies digital assets. So today I have a digital asset, which is, let's call, for example, before going into the other examples, I have my house deed. All right. So that paper which says I own that house. We can transfer that digitally and record it on that blockchain. And once it is there, it is certified as a digital asset, and unique because it has all of those elements. It checks the elements of that paper, how big it is, because it's a digital file. That means I can, measure many things. How many words, how many letters, how many whatever. I can do the hash value of it, which we spoke about it earlier on in a blockchain, and put a stamp with time and date on it. That means this document with certain specifications and metadata inside that file, which if you change one point in that file, the hash value will change. That means this is not the original documents. So technically, it's a certification process for a digital asset. And this is where we started seeing those tokens going left and right and so on. So, but let me go further, which you asked also, which is not what is not a fungible token. This is not a fungible token. This $20 bill is not a fungible token. I can transfer that to you. I'll give it to you. It's there. That's the way you can really try to differentiate what is fungible and what is non-fungible.
So mainly these are digital art, digital assets, whether it's a clip or a digital
paper,
art, a video clip,
a GIF file, JPEG, anything
How
digitally
about a tweet?
where I can. Sorry, even a tweet, because a tweet has a certain value. Once it is tweeted. You can calculate a certain hash value to it. Okay, so anything technically in the digital world, you have to calculate a hash value. If I give you a file, automatically there's a hash value. And this is what we do later on for authentication to really advise if this is accurate or not. That's why I said, if you remove one point, that hash value has changed. That means this tweet or that file is not the original file. And what we're actually selling, not just the deed itself, it has the value, but we're actually depending on the hash value outcome for it to be, certified in it. But it can be any digital form that it can take.
All right.
And of course, we are talking about the blockchains, but is there any possibility in the future to think about any other exponential technology in order to relate it to NFT, or there's no other plan? The only way to create NFT is from a blockchain.
At this point of time, it's only, it was created back quite a while back, but now the only usage is on that part is on that blockchain. But when we talk about blockchain, there's different blockchains here. Most of them are on Ethereum network, the competitor of Bitcoin, which is on a different network. But that doesn't mean, it's only on Ethereum. We have other projects, NFT projects that are not on Ethereum projects. But at that point of time, they are still related purely to blockchains. We will have to see and wait how will the future of not just NFTs, there's many different data or digital means that are not today kind of, authenticated using NFTs, but later on we will have use cases, maybe using NFTs or maybe using something else. At this stage, it's still unclear.
Rita, your questions.
It was once argued that the colored coins were the first NFTs to exist. So who really invented NFT?
Yeah, well, NFT is not something yesterday that was created. It was created back in 2014. And the funny part that it was created by two guys, McCoy and Dash, in a museum in New York. So they started this idea in a museum. So imagine what was their initial thinking. But let's take it further. Who invented and why did it invent and all of this. It has some art value in it, in its inception. So that's something we have to really look at. But let's also go, some of the people you talk to them today, they say, NFT is only invented 3 or 4 months because this is the first time they actually heard of it. But that was in 2014, which is around 7 years. But the maturity of the blockchain with combination of the digital transformation, exponential technologies, maturity of the people, COVID-19, and many other aspects, it was time for the people and humanity to be introduced heavily and adopted. Everybody start adopting, and everybody now, it's booming. So we had all of those elements for the NFT to be, or not just to see light, because it was there for 7 years, but actually to flourish and becomes a buzzword.
It's really interesting, and it's really curious how technology could make all these new uses possible. It is really interesting to see how related is art with technology in this case. I don't know, how do you feel, Rita, about this this merge between art and technology and this NFT, and what's your feeling, from your creator point of view?
To be honest, having a valuable painting in the house, or going to a museum, or appreciating art by itself has its own value, its own psychological value to oneself to look at that. So it's amazing now how those physical arts or have become into a digital art, and you can own them as well through NFTs.
Yeah.
Do you think, Rudy, we may think of, I don't know, to call it like a fusion between fungible or not fungible, or to make a fungible token more close to a non-fungible one? Is there like any plan to make a kind of a transition between these two styles?
Fungible and non-fungible is a way two different things. Same thing as cryptocurrencies. It's not a cryptocurrency. This is for sure. It is based on the same blockchain, but it is not a cryptocurrency. It's used as a more of a commodity of digital assets. That's the main difference here. The other one, Ethereum, in specific, we cannot say Bitcoin. Ethereum is a kind of a digital currency which you can, kind of trade with. But this one, it's not in terms tradable, but it is based on that Ethereum. But it's more of, being able to hold that digital asset in your hand, where traditionally you could not. I needed a physical paper. Was it in art, music, sports, or even now they're using it in entertainment. It's bridging all over the world, and it's giving a big part. Just imagine before NFTs, especially in the time of Corona, people were sitting home. Let's say they are drawing, but what do they do with these drawings? They did not have an alternative. Suddenly now we have artists which they have an open market for them, where they can sell their art.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that bridged, we always talk, the Bitcoin network and the blockchain that was created by Satoshi Nakamoto. We always preach about the good thing about it is that we are bringing inclusion to people. Inclusion reached a certain point. Of course, we still need more inclusion. More people can adopt Bitcoin and the blockchain to be more financially inclusive. But we needed something else for other people, and now we've seen it in the NFTs.
Yeah, of course. Thinking about other areas where NFTs could be applied or used apart from art. Are there plans? Are there any other implementations for NFT apart from art? Are there any other fields where it could be applied?
Yes, of course. One of them, as I said before, your house deed, your papers of the house, that could be an NFT. If I want to do a kind of, a contract between me and you, so now we can do it over a digital channel, was it on smart contract or anything else. So music, it is part of art. What other examples I can give? I'm trying to really think about other examples. Certification of papers, before you needed the what do you call it, a notary. Today you don't need any notary. So that job description is being disrupted. Imagine that.
Mm-hmm.
So there's many uses of it because it's a certification process. This is the idea of it. It's a certification process, which is digitally not controlled by anybody. It's of course controlled by a system, but not as an entity. So you don't have an opinion. You don't have, I want to, or it's on Saturday, I cannot do that certification. It's open 24/7. It's available for everybody, and everybody can utilize it based on the code, not based on human sentiments or anything like that. So yeah, as you can see, the use cases are many.
Let's think of, for example, Rita as a designer, as a creator. So if you were to advise her just to go and try with the fungible token for some of her designs,
Yeah.
why do you recommend it to her? And just thinking about the benefits that it could bring to her, and by opposition with the fungible one, what are the advantages of the non-fungible one?
This example is for Rita and for the thousands of others that are available there, and maybe hundreds of thousands of people that are into that space. Rita have already, before starting, she has a problem, which is how she gonna sell her art, whatever it is. The traditional means, okay, we're not talking, in different geography, it's easier than the other ones. But let's start from, underprivileged countries or third world countries where those trades are happening hand by hand. Now, a little bit more advanced where you have e-commerce sites and you have payment gateways, but you need a lot of papers and you need to pay monthly payments of that payment gateway, which is very hefty. And you need to add this to your cost and so on. And you need to hire a developer, you need to hire many people, you need to hire the e-commerce website. There's a big cost. With those non-fungible tokens, what they did is there are many platforms, but they created a platform where the e-commerce of the future, I call NFT is the e-commerce of the future, is now available to everybody. Rita can now go to a website, which I think we will discuss later, and put her art or her things online without anybody, because it doesn't need a developer, it doesn't need a payment gateway, it doesn't need a bank, it doesn't need me or you or anybody. She can do it all alone and sell her art, as simple as that, and get paid with the non-fungible tokens, which can be exchanged to Ethereum, and then you can sell those Ethereums depending on the price. Was it fluctuation? Was it high or low? As easily as that. It is not as easy, but it is easier than going to the traditional channels and going into the paperwork. And all of this, technically zero paperwork. All you have to do is username, password, and your email.
Rita, any concern about this new method?
I guess I'm going to get started as of tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll give you some tips later on.
Sure, I look forward for that.
Right now, do you find it friendly, Rita, in order to start just developing designs on these platforms? How do you feel?
It sounds simple. The process sounds simple. I mean, you could create something from a GIF or an animation or a simple digital art with a simple illustration, of course, with a meaning and a value. But as Rudy was saying, it seems the process is straightforward. And the good thing is that you don't need to be dependent on others. You could do it on your own, which is a good thing too. So I look forward for your tips, Rudy, on how to get started.
Yeah. So
you will.
Yes, trying to locate the thing in Lebanon, the Middle East, the MENA region. What's the situation right now, Rudy? Is it like a proper movement? Is it like a dynamic strategy behind? are things in movement at the moment?
In terms of NFT, it's still slow. We only had the first artist, which was Lebanese, by the way, Kristal Bshara, but she is based in Dubai. She had her art, amazing art, because it has a meaning. For me, when I connect to art, which we will see some examples of other art, which really doesn't make sense to me, it has to have a sentimental value first. So luckily, a couple of months back, this girl was the first in the Middle East, which she was highlighted all over. But after her, so many people started into that journey, okay? Because it's something new. Some people cannot even understand Bitcoin. How can they understand NFT now? They're not understanding Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been there for 12, 13 years now. So something with 3 months old or 4 months old hype, now they want to go and jump into the non-fungible. So the tech-savvy people, they are jumping. The artists who are really knowledgeable and open to experiment, and this is very important, they are open to experimentations. They are jumping into this new field, but they are not big numbers. They're still very small numbers to compare to the world.
Is there any local platform where any NFT could be developed or
nothing yet? You can be the first one.
Okay, so I guess, and I mean, if you want to start with an NFT, developing NFT, you will need to make use of an international platform or tool or...
Yes, exactly. You need first to create that platform, create the network, create the store, create everything, but not just create them in terms of it's Web 3.0, which is the most advanced technology that is available right now, but you need certain skills. And our problem in the area is the skills. We don't have much skills on the blockchain itself. This is another area which we're trying to tackle. I just finished before this. I was on the Arab blockchain week for the whole week. Today was the last day. We have a problem of talents. Okay, for us to develop the network itself, we're not there yet. We need time. But I'm sure there's somebody is working on a project or somebody is working on something. On terms of blockchain, there are many trials. There in the UAE, there are many also trials and companies that got certified. But as far as NFTs, it's still in the early stage. Still in the early stages.
So would you say that it's required, basically more people who are willing to start working on it? Because if you think of coders, there are so many, but maybe it's about that the specialization. No, the problem is to find the people who is willing and ready to start just developing this platform.
It's an experimentation, because the minute they learn a new language, and 12 months down the road, and this is something also we've seen, that language is obsolete. It's moving so fast. I'm talking about the network beneath, not as a consumer or an end user, but the network beneath is fastly changing. We don't have the full expertise yet. Hopefully soon we will be trying to create that and try to enrich that in our area. That's why it was the first conference in the area trying to push that. We have to see where this goes.
Rita, any questions you have for Rudy?
Yeah, a funny one, maybe. I don't know. Can you screenshot an NFT, even if without buying it?
I can screenshot NFT, yes, of course, but that doesn't mean I own it. All right? There's a big difference between this. You can right-click, save it, open it, and whatever, but that doesn't mean that you save it. Because how it works, when I create that original art, okay, I can create versions of it, true. But when I upload that file to the platform, okay, I upload it to something called IPFS, which in its term, it's interplanetary file system. It brings out the value and the hash value of that file. Okay. So now that file is equal to that hash value. If I remove, or if I add a small dot in black to that file, the hash value will differ. So if, as going to your example, if I save it, okay, I will save it, but I'm saving a copy that is not the original based on the hash value.
Okay.
So you can do whatever it is. Same as let's give an example: Van Gogh or Picasso or Monet. You know, like taking a picture of it. Does it mean you own it? It doesn't mean. But I want to go back to your previous example on the cryptocurrencies and blockchain. In the UAE, they are, I think, the most advanced in the area in terms of the blockchain, because they have a strategy. They're not achieved it fully yet, but they have a strategy towards blockchain in general that was put by His Excellency Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum for Dubai. So hopefully with that, you know, we can really, in the area at least, in the MENA, we can start competing in the world. But on the other perspective, we're far away. Also, on the mining perspective, we're not on the footprint in the world versus China, India, and USA. We're very far away. Yeah, just wanted to add that point on the previous question.
We noticed. Yeah.
No, please go ahead.
We noticed also that some of those digital arts are really have been sold in a very unsensible amount of money. Some of them are in millions of dollars.
Yeah.
How is this possible for something as tiny as a small GIF animation? We understand the value in art, but some of them are really not that sensible. How is this compared?
Believe me, I don't understand it also. This is the truly realistic, but it's a hype. Yeah. At this point, many of the art is a hype. You know, drawing a cat and selling it on NFT for, let's say, for a simple $1,000 is still a hype. But that hype, why is it happening? Okay, now we will. I think we will be checking a picture which I sent you earlier. We will see it now. The biggest art was sold in NFT, $69 million. If you look at it, it's a collection of pictures. It has some history. He is the most oldest user in the NFT. He's been working for a project for 7 years. It made some sense, but if you see the art itself without the history, it doesn't make any sense. I could have done it. Everybody could have done it. My computer does it by itself. There's a big hype on it, but why is that hype? First, we've seen due to the corona that hype on running on an NFT itself, that it's a tool that we can use. Secondly, the second hype is, since the beginning of the year till April, explicitly till April, people made big financial gains in terms of cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin jumped from 30,000 or 40,000 to 60,000. So people made a lot of money in just 3 months. So that excess of money, and this is what the person who bought it, he was testing out with a $69 million, it's not a test for me and you. I'm not able to test with $1,000. He's testing with a $69 million to see, and he became famous out of that. So the value of money, the hype of the NFT, the hype of blockchain itself, and of course the money. Some of the arts, yes, it makes some sense to pay, but you can see some good art for a couple of thousands. I'm not gonna say thousands because it is an Ethereum value in the end of the day. 2 Ethereum, 10 Ethereum, 20 Ethereum, 100 Ethereum, whatever it is. But some of them make sense, some of them doesn't make sense. But that big hype is actually really hype.
Rita, I don't know if you just wonder, because I am just wondering how to buy an NFT, right? Because
I was wondering about that.
It feels curious, Rudy. So what can we do to buy one?
So this is the tips that I told you about, Rita. For you to buy an NFT, or to actually display your art, because you're also an artist. First, you need to go to OpenSea.com. It's a platform where you can put your art on it. All right.
Okay.
So without buying an e-commerce site and paying how many dollars and learning, and you just have to put first art, whichever you have file, and upload it to that to the OpenSea. Soon, Binance in June, they promised that they will have because Binance is the biggest exchange platform. So by June, hopefully, until date 17th of June, we don't have the platform ready yet. If they open it, it's going to be a big bang. So this is going to push more NFT and the artist, of course. So for now, there are 2 or 3 platforms, but the easiest one, because the other ones are more of I have to send you an invite, and there's limited invite. On OpenSea, you don't have that restriction. So you go to OpenSea, you create your account, username, password, and email. You upload your art, you upload your file on the IPFS, and then automatically all of the data that is related to it will be calculated and put on the website. Now it is displayed. You say how much. It depends if you want to bidding or you want to put a specific Ethereum price on it. And then you put it on the public where somebody else can come and buy using something called a MetaMask wallet, which is integrated. This is a bit complicated on the MetaMask part, because if you are not into the Bitcoin and Ethereum coins, it's going to be a little bit, tricky, because that MetaMask, you need a wallet in the end of the day. What is a wallet? A wallet which holds Ethereum or Bitcoin or any other tokens, any other currencies. So you have to connect your MetaMask wallet to the OpenSea for you to sell. For me to buy, I need to connect my MetaMask wallet to my wallet, which has already Bitcoin or Ethereum in specific, so I can send you some money.
All right.
So it's 2 things that must be done. On the MetaMask level, it's a bit complicated, but it will work. All you have to do is transfer, because the MetaMask, once you create it, it comes with 0 Ethereum. You need to replenish it with Ethereum if I'm a buyer. In your case, you don't need to do anything. All I have to do is just buy it, and it will be in your wallet directly.
Okay, just let me just make a really small break, just to introduce you not only with your current backgrounds, but with your Leaders MBA backgrounds as well, because Rita is a current student of the Leaders MBA, and Rudy is, I would say, like the leader of digital transformation and experiential technologies in Module 3. And you can find, guys, on this chat a link that I just shared to try the platform, where you can just get a lot of knowledge about the business, how to create your company, leadership, digital transformation, of course. You have marketing, digital marketing. So many fields where you can just make your career more exciting, and to go deeper, and to learn and get more knowledge about all these fields. So Rudy, just a quick question about it. What can they find on your module? What you are teaching everyone who are just going to the Leaders MBA?
Yeah, sure. But before we go into that, you can use special gift code, which is Rudy_TLB, RUDY_TLB.
Yeah, I will type it again, because we already just
get a discount.
You already just share it, and I will do it again. Rudy _TLB. So you can get the 50% off. Rita, how's your experience on the Leaders MBA so far? Where are you at the moment, and which module? Just let us know.
Actually, I'm almost finishing Module 3. I still have the final quiz to go. And to be honest with you, that was a wonderful experience, because you get to do it at your own pace. You can watch those videos, do those exercises and the quizzes after each chapter or module. So these are very helpful to catch up on your knowledge. It's an amazing experience, honestly.
That's great to hear, and we are happy that we are just getting the most of this experience. Because well, it's a real pleasure to help everyone to get all this knowledge, to develop their skills on these fields, and to develop. Is about getting up to date every day, and to be able to face all the potential or future uses that we can find on our way. And especially with this digital world where everything is every day more and more complicated. But we are
and
here
if I may add just a little one more thing about the TLB bootcamp, is that it's amazing. It's really up to date, whether entrepreneurship skills, fintech, digital marketing, everything that's in today's world and how to move forward in this dynamic, changing world. So this is the beauty about this boot camp. It's based on today's pace.
That's really.
I have to agree on that also. And part of the creating of the course, it was about today. We talk about AI, we talk about the blockchain. We dive a little bit. You cannot dive too much inside, but we dive in it. We give that examples and exponential technologies. What's happening there? What's the latest trends? What's going on in the world of those exponential technologies? Digital transformation, what it is. This is at least talking from my own experience in preparing that course and preparing that module. It's what Rita said is very valid, and hopefully when you get also to that module of digital transformation,
yeah, of course. So let me just come back to the topic because we were thinking and talking about how to buy one, but other question related is why to buy one NFT, why we should buy it, why we should consider to buy one. I know that Rita is really interested about that question, but we really want to know from you, Rudy, what's the reason behind?
Yeah, the why and if we can make money out of it.
Yeah. Okay. Of course. The why is, as we already spoke about, if you want, you can NFT tweet. Do you want to buy it? In my opinion, it's not worth it. For others, that first tweet on the network of tweet, it makes some sense. But for me, it doesn't make some sense. So art has a value. It has a sentimental value. When I see beautiful art, okay, in a digital world, if I like it, I want to buy it. The second part is the price. What is really valued? Can we make money on it, or we cannot make money on it? So as an artist, if I'm selling an art piece, for example, and because as I said, there's two different ways, and I put open bidding on it, if it starts from, for example, one Ethereum, and then somebody else likes it because I open it for 10 days, it might reach 20 Ethereum or 40 Ethereum or 50 Ethereum. That's the bidding process. If I go on a traditional way and I say this art piece costs 2 Ethereums, all right? It costs 2 Ethereums. 2 Ethereums today is around $5,000. 2 Ethereums in April was around $9,000 or $8,000. So can you make money out of it? Selling that art for 1 Ethereum is already you're making money. The value of Ethereum is going up and down. So depending, and one day you could wake up that Ethereum value is 0. The other day you can wake up that Ethereum value is $10,000. So also depends on you what you're gonna do. Are you gonna be reinvesting in that Ethereum, or you're gonna just change it into a dollar value and then exit the market and then take your cut and you are happy? But it brought that channel where it didn't exist before. In traditional terms, it was too complicated, e-commerce and so on, or you had to go into a museum or a gallery, and there was commission. So all of this is gone. Now the minimum, your commission fee, is safe to you, and from there on, it's a different world.
And thinking about a transition as the one that many of us had just to go on Netflix, for example, as a video content platform, just to change our ways of consuming video.
Yes.
Is it very difficult to think of this transition when it comes to go and buy this one NFT? Is it going to take a long time to people just to get used to this concept of, okay, I'm going to buy something digital. I'm going to own it, of course, but it is not something physical. So is it going to take a long time to get used to it for people? Do you think is it going to be like a long transition?
Okay, just imagine going back again. This is a 7-8 years project that has boomed in early 2021. Okay, in the first quarter, there was $3 billion of sales. Okay, versus the traditional crypto market value, which is $2 trillion. So, in our opinion, yes, there's a big future, and there's big adoption from all known stars, famous people. So it's gonna be more and more and more adopted, and more use cases are gonna be showing, and more investments, and more. So it's gonna take some time. I won't say it's gonna be this year. I won't say it's gonna be next year, but the use cases are being now utilized more and more into this space, so that it can be, it can grow. It could become part of your everyday work or your everyday shopping. It's a growing world. $3 billion is nothing. Total value, as I think, if I'm not mistaken, total so far is $22 billion. It's still nothing. It's still in its infancy as far as in that way of popularity. I see the future is way, way bigger than this.
Okay, we are talking about the NFTs, but we haven't seen anyone yet. I know that you have one example.
Can you show it?
Yeah, of course. So let's see. And if you could explain us what we are looking at the moment.
The most expensive NFT art, $69 million. You're just seeing $69 million. It's a piece of many pieces of photos that was taken by an artist. He collected over 7 years project, and he sold it as one piece over $69 million. So imagine this art, for you, me, maybe for Rita, it doesn't make any sense without the background and the story, because art for me, it needs a story, it needs something, it needs. For us, maybe it doesn't mean anything, but for certain people, maybe it does mean a lot. So it's not a hype. It's not. It's a sentimental value. How do you connect to it? What is the project? What was it about? Is it good? Is it nice? But in that case, it was purely the hype factor of the NFTs.
It's really impressive, but it's like a collection, right? It's like a proper collection.
Yeah.
It's like going to a museum, and then you get all the artworks, and you get it all together, and you have it in your laptop, in any device, and you have it there with you. But that's the price that you have to pay for that magic.
Yes.
So it's something that it will require from many people just to change their mind, and to set like a new mindset, and to see things in a different way. So Rita, what do you think, being a creator of this, and what's your feeling about it?
It's amazing. It's amazing that there are no more limitations. You can create anything. Of course, from an artistic point of view, to create something that's sensible, that has an emotional value, that has a story, as you were saying earlier, that speaks to the audience as well. So I'm passionate for art, so I can't resist when I see something beautiful.
Pablo, I just sent you another link. I don't know if you can display it also.
Yeah, of course.
Just to make some sense out of some art, not just see general art happening, but to see some good art, digital art, okay, with digital artists that are really, it has some good meaning.
Okay.
This example I'm sharing now is Christelle Chara, which is a Lebanese based in Dubai. So as you can see, this took a lot of time to produce, even if it is digital. So this does mean for me something. Having this, printing this in the end of the day, or having it on my desktop, but is what is the NFT about it is having the ownership about it.
Yeah.
It's mine. Same thing as owning anything physical. This photo cannot be sold again.
Yeah, so it has this unique quality, right? So
yeah,
it's really difficult to think of a copy of it when it's something that is completely original and that shouldn't be copied in any way. So just thinking about the popularity of cryptos and NFTs, do you think, well, both of you, do you have the feeling that NFTs are going to be more popular than cryptos at some point? Rudy?
Yeah, sorry. As I said before, in that stage, it's still too early. The amount of circulation is too low. We see a big growth year over year and so on, but it's not gonna overtake. In our opinion, it's not gonna overtake at least the Bitcoin cryptocurrency. There's also a big debate between now Bitcoin and Ethereum network. Which one is gonna be more into the future? Bitcoin is always ruling the currencies as the mother of all blockchain currencies. But Ethereum has a future. Ethereum, 80% of the other projects are run on Ethereum. So NFT is on Ethereum. So there's a lot of big movements on Ethereum. But NFT itself, we don't see it as a big threat. It's gonna boom, of course, but not as to take over other big cryptocurrencies.
Rita, let me just tweak the question a bit for you. Do you think that this kind of art is going to be more popular than traditional art at some point?
We're moving into a digital world. Everything is becoming digital, from your finance to your transactions to anything. So I think this is becoming the new art, in my opinion. Definitely, I still favor the physical painting available in your own environment, in your own house. But definitely, I can see the future of digital art and probably developing even further.
Rudy, what's next for NFTs? I mean, is there any new potential scenario where everything could happen in the short run, in a few months, years?
There's gonna be more adoption. This is for sure. There's gonna be more work on the user interface. There's gonna be more work on the user experience, because, as I said, it is easy, but it has to have some certain criteria to be met. So there will be more adoption now. As I told you, Binance is adopting because it woke up. Binance, which is the #1 crypto exchange, it woke up suddenly. Other people are doing something she is not, and Binance is a big maze. If you know Binance, I'm not doing an advertising for them. They are a big maze in that crypto world. There will be definitely more use cases. This is for sure. There will be more utilization. That's the future of so we might reach one day that even anything you want to buy will be kind of traded on that digital ledger.
Great. Rita, I know you have one more question at least left for Rudy. Do you want to go ahead?
It's one thing I think it's how do you know that this painting is authentic or this digital art is authentic? How do you validate this?
Yes. Let me give you. I hope I still have it. Okay. Let me first explain the logic of it, and meanwhile, I will send the link to Pablo so he can display it also. As we said, a digital file has Pablo. I just sent you the link. Okay. So a digital file has some certain metadata which are recorded in the file itself. Once it is available on that blockchain and uploaded to that IPFS system, then we can have that encryption of it, and we can have that hash value authentication of that file. It has become a digital version of it. So it is recorded on the blockchain, and on the ledger. It has its own transaction history. The file is there. The hash value is there, which can be verified by anyone publicly, because we're talking about a public blockchain, which is recorded on a public blockchain. So let's go on one of the examples once Pablo will publish this. This is one of the examples. This is directly from the artist itself. This is another website called the Foundation app. Okay, this is more for artists by artists, where they can exchange, the tokens, and they can exchange. I cannot go inside if I'm not an artist.
Okay.
So as you can see, on the right-hand side, okay, it is sold by 1 Ethereum. Today's value is $2,328. It's owned by 3F Music.
Okay.
So this is actually the deed or the papers of that transaction. So that photo up there, which was on top, was sold to 3F Music. If you open View Etherscan on the left-hand side on the bottom, if you open View, go down, Pablo. Okay. No. View Etherscan, the first one.
Let me go back.
Yeah. It will show you the full transaction that happened. How did I purchase it? What money? Who sent it? We don't know who as in specific, but we know an address. I cannot see the website that it opened. Pablo?
The website?
Yeah, when you click, did you click on it?
Where, sorry, what about?
View Etherscan. View on Etherscan.
Oh, sorry, because I have to share the screen again. Sorry. Let me just share again.
Sorry for that.
No, because it's a new window. So Etherscan. Okay.
So this is the full information of that transaction, how it happened. If you can look at the transaction hash, this was the transfer of money from Foundation to Foundation app. You have all the information there publicly for everybody to view that this transaction has happened and to buy this certain piece of art. Original file, right? Now, if I download that file that you can see on top, which was on the previous slide, and I sell that file, it's a different hash value. It's because it's different, but I don't own it. The original file is here, and it will be small. You cannot print it. You cannot, versus the big file. If you can right click on the image, go on top and right click on the image, you can save it.
Yeah.
Right. But that's not the original file. This is the original file, and this is the page to prove who bought it, how much he paid, what did he pay, all of the information, what is the hash value of that file. So imagine, remove the art, imagine I have a deed contract of my house, or a paper I want to authenticate at the notary instead of that photo. So you think of the use cases that we have. Thank you, Pablo, for sharing.
No problem. My pleasure. So let us just to finish with, let me introduce Alberto Rodriguez, which is our student relations manager, and he has like some more questions to formulate. Let me just stop sharing the screen and saying hello to Alberto. We can hear it now. Hello, Alberto.
Hello.
How are
Yes,
you?
Hello,
how you
Alberto.
can hear me? Great.
Yeah.
Fine. Doing great.
So many of you could know Alberto is a student relations manager. You will be in touch with him very frequently. Well, Alberto, I know you have some questions for Rudy, something to comment around the NFTs topic, hype, trendy.
Well, I do have a couple of questions, and some of them have been more or less answered already. But for example, one thing that I ask that I would ask is investing in NFTs similar to investing in a sector of the stock market, for example, investing in the art market, now that we're talking about our art, without knowing about our art, can I just buy NFTs of that particular art market, speculating that the prices would go up, for example? I mean, can I then sell this coins as if they were assets, although the word is not exactly coins.
It's a digital asset.
Digital asset. So it's an asset.
Yeah. In the end of the day, it's a digital asset. It's an asset, but it's a digital asset. I think Rita asked this question, but I actually responded in terms of the financial, gains now. But as you know, art doesn't have value. That's one. If we look at Van Gogh, while he was living, Van Gogh, he couldn't sell, he couldn't live out of his art. When he died, art made sense for the world because he created a new norm, a new type of art. So while living, this is one example, the art didn't make sense. So when he died, it made some sense. Same thing here. And also you will see limited editions. And now more and more people, famous people, are going into this space to try to create certain art, which one day, okay, because they are famous, that art for them, it belongs to them, but you own the ownership of now, it might go up in price. Maybe someone created a new way of art similar to Van Gogh on a digital perspective, and later on, he died, and then the value is up. So yes, in one point of view, yes, you can. Same thing now, you can trade. When we were kids, we used to buy those cards of football players or basketball players. Those are collectibles, right? So if you hold certain names and you forgot them for 20 or 30 years, and then now you want to go and sell them, you might be selling them times 10 the price or times 100, depending what is that paper, right? Yeah. So imagine now EA Games is going into this space, okay? EA Games sponsors those artists. So if they create with those famous game players, for example, if they do it with Michael Jordan, okay, they create those digital cards now, because in the days it was a physical paper. Now it is a digital paper or digital card. And later on, with limited edition, with biddings and people wants that product, it can go in a certain value, which it is now you can buy it for 1 Ethereum or 2 Ethereum at market price 2,000 plus, 5,000 plus. But maybe in 5 or 10 years, because it is very limited, it might reach 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, depending who wants it. So it's the same thing, but it's more on that digital level. But we are losing, as Rita said earlier on, the touch value, and it's a bit different. But that's the future where we are living in.
Yeah, of course. But you are talking as well about surrounding the art with branding, no? Because they are using these famous sportsmen, or these big companies where you are just pricing everything. And well, in the end, I mean, the brand Van Gogh, it was evolving across the years. It was growing across the years, but it was something who was created some centuries ago, whilst now it's something we are just selling things that was created yesterday. So if that's a different system.
That's why I gave two different examples. Actually, more examples too.
Exactly.
Because it can come from different perspectives. We cannot say it's coming from this way or that way or that way. We don't know.
Absolutely. Alberto, more questions?
And well, I don't know if this has been already sort of answered. And which are the areas, maybe this is a little bit of speculation, in which other areas do you see more potential for these NFTs? Which other sectors of the market, apart from the art sector?
Yeah, as I told you, this is another example, which is the games area. We can see it as standardizing the notary services, where you can bypass a notary today worldwide. So it is disrupting notary. If I want to sell something to you, forget whatever it is. So I want to transfer physical something paper to you on perspective. Now I can do it on NFT. I can sell you the papers, the original papers, and then officially it is on a public ledger. Same idea of art, but in a different perspective. We will see it in medicine, also authenticating of papers and so on. So it's going to be from different perspective. Art is music also. So we're seeing the music perspective also being in this NFT. So there's many applications that are being onboarded of this NFT, and it's going to only grow and grow and grow.
Okay, I think I don't know if you have any other questions or something that you may be dubious about at the moment. I think that we have just stayed and build up like a good picture of what the NFTs are. And now, at least myself, I feel that I could start just developing my platform. I don't know if Rudy is just waiting to start, if he started developing something, or if he's on the way of any new project that could be related to NFTs. It is the case, Rudy, or you are still waiting to see how everything moves on the region?
Well, no, I'm actually not in terms of development. I'm actually working on some personal art that I worked for a while to be actually displayed, but not in terms of. I'm working on more on training perspective and to bring this as to normalize it and democratize it more, because it is. Even with all of this hype, it is still undervalued. People are not aware. If you look into your surrounding, out of 10, you get 2, which is still very low. So we're trying to really more commercialize it and push it in, because this is, for me, one of the elements of digital transformation. And I have received many queries from different people that they want to go into that space. So we are consulting them into working and producing art and transferring their journey into the digital journey. But on a personal perspective, I'm not even looking into that space.
Rita, did you get any inspiration for new works or new projects?
At least I got some good insights from Rudy today, which was very, very helpful. Thank you again. And I'm hoping maybe I should dig more into what art I'd like to work on, and probably publish in one of those platforms Rudy just mentioned. So thank you. It was very insightful.
Thank you. I hope you get an output out of this, and maybe also the viewers, they can start their journey. That's the most important part for me and for all of us, is to really try to understand what is NFT and try to really simplify it in a way where everybody can somehow venture by himself, okay, and achieve the end result, which is either as a seller or as as an artist.
We absolutely agree with you, Rita, Rudy. It was a real pleasure to host you. Alberto, thanks for your help. And well, I hope to see you around in the future, because we will be having like more activity on the following weeks with more webinars. And I hope that we can just keep in touch very soon for everyone. And just a reminder, our Instagram account, you can see it in here, Instagram.com, the list will come, where you can find a lot of information, content, a lot of value that we are sharing every day. We have lost Rita. I don't know if we can just get her back. Get she back. Rudy, thanks for your time. Thanks for your help, for your collaboration.
Very interesting.
And
I didn't know they were NFTs have been there around for a while. I mean, I thought it was a new term. I have been listening about cryptocurrencies for a while, but NFTs. So I don't know. I mean, fascinating how fast everything is changing, is developing in this just 2 years. I mean,
yeah, that's the thing. You're gonna wake up next month hearing some new acronym with a new technology based on a blockchain, and then I didn't know about it. We're all in that space. Technology is really taking us by storm.
Learning and relearning.
So, Rudy, just to tell people where to find you on YouTube, for example. I know you have all these DX talks every Wednesday, if I'm not wrong.
We have two versions. One version is on Monday on Zoom. The other version is on Wednesday, which is Crypto Talks Wednesdays. We're available on YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, you name it, we are there. Rudy Shoushany or DX Talks, anywhere you can find us.
Well, it's really recommendable just to watch these videos, these webinars with Rudy. He's always really helpful, just explain everything. Let me just get Rita back, just to thank you for your presence, your questions, your collaboration. And we hope that you really make the most of this experience at the Leaders MBA. So for any viewers, we are just starting to launch. We are launching in September the 4th cohort. We already have 3 cohorts of students. So the page, the Leaders Bootcamp.me. You have here again the Instagram account where you can just look all the content that we are just posting every day and every week, information about what an MBA is and what you can do now with a special price, 3,000 Lebanese pounds, the exchange rate, $495 for the whole MBA. So thanks everyone for stay there. Rudy, Rita, Alberto, hope to see you very soon.
Thanks a lot.
Have a nice nice evening, and bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Have a nice afternoon.
Bye.